Welcome back, everybody, to another ROM video overview. This one here is Dirty Unicorn's official version. This is version 10.0. Again, this is their official release of Marshmallow. It's been out for a while, but they finally come out with an official release. All the other ones that were out floating around, well, not floating around, it was on their download site under test. They do that for a reason. They put them out, they have people run them. Submit logs for any kind of bug reports. They fix what they can fix, and then they release an official release. When you run an official release, you are running a tried and true and tested over and over ROM, and you can throw it on your phone or run it as a daily driver. This is the third time I did this video. There's something wrong with my recording. It is not letting me watch the videos for some reason, so we're going to try it again. I want to go back to About Phone. I just want to show you guys that this is Dirty Unicorn's model for the Nexus 6, Android version 6.0.1. The build, of course, is March 1st, and it is the official v10.0. I am running a Hellscore kernel on this, but Blood kernel does work perfectly. I actually ran this all day yesterday with it. When I was testing the ROM, and it's running great. I highly recommend the kernel that comes with the ROM. I'm running Hellscore for testing purposes only. There are apps I run that require certain things that I can only get out of the Hellscore kernel. Alright, I'm not going to go through a lot of the settings on this because they are exactly the same as all of the other ones, and you're not going to find the settings that we normally go over. They put all of those into the dirty tweaks. So we're going to go straight to the dirty tweaks. Under the miscellaneous tweaks, this is where you're going to find your brightness control, task manager, your toast icons, flashlight, all that, scrolling cache, of course your disable force close notifications. Then you have your gestures, you double tap to sleep, double tap on lock screen if you want them. And then, of course, which works for the Blood Core kernel, is your SE Linux switch option, where you can switch it to permissive or enforcing. You have your LCD density if you want to change that. That is in there. Under lock screen, you have your mid-screen shortcuts. I do have some set up on mine. They're very easy to put in. Then you have your bottom, left, and right shortcuts. You can actually change them if you want. You have your wallpaper for your lock screen. This is where you're going to set all that up at. Then we have the notifications. You can choose how many you want showing, or none at all. Then we get on to our lock screen weather widget. This is where you're going to set up all the colors, location, everything like that. This is where you go for that. Then, of course, your color and fonts. You can change the fonts of your lock screen. You can change the colors to all of them. It's just, you guys know me. I like colors in ROMs. If you swipe to the right, you're going to pull down, these are your status bar settings. We have our battery settings right now. I have mine turned off. I am running the 3-minute mod. This is one of the few ROMs out there that come with it baked in, and it works. It works 100% right out of the gate. All you got to do is download the 3-minute battery settings from the Play Store, and it will work. No issues. Then, of course, underneath that, you have your battery bar settings. Carrier label, you can choose to have it on your lock screen or your status bar or none at all. And of course, color. Time contextual header. They do have the option for standard or to use the Poly HD images. I am running the standard. If you notice, this picture on top shows you the time of the day and kind of the weather. Then you have your DU logo. You remember, guys, you know me. If a ROM has a logo, I run it. I like people knowing by just looking at my status bar what ROM I'm running. Clock and date. This is where you're going to go for your center, right, left. Color it. Your AM, PM, your date style, date format. All of that is here. You do have keyguard status bar clock. That's on there as well. We have our quick settings. These are going to be your tile management. Of course, you have your quick pull down for right or left, or you can have that off. Your smart pull down, quick settings. This is where you can go to add or remove tiles. These are the tiles that I have on right now. And of course, I always show you guys what was left that I didn't add. Then you have your number of tiles per row, you know, basically the rest of the setup for your tile configuration and vibration on touch. We have our status bar items, or excuse me, icons. You guys can choose which icons you want to show or not show in your status bar. Then we have our notifications. You have your force expanded notifications, all that. This is going to be under here. Then, of course, you have your breathing notifications, reminiscent of the old Kit Kat and stuff like that. They're in there as well. Then you have your traffic indicators, which is going to give you your data flow going in and going out. Excuse me, guys. And, of course, you guys can have this turned off if you want. Swipe to the right, we're going to go into our navigation. This is your navigation bar. Enable navigation bar, your bar mode, your smart bar settings, pulse, bar size, all that. That's all here. Buttons. This is going to be for your volume control buttons. You can have it pretty much do whatever you want. These are the settings for that. We are going to swipe to the right, get into our multitasking. You have your app circle bar, gesture anywhere, multi-window, which I use. Again, guys, this is where you would go for that. Normally, it's under your developer options. It is moved to here. Omni switch is included on this. It does work. There's your heads-up notifications and your recent settings. Basically, I have mine with the AOSP recents, which is my favorite. I have it set up under full screen, but those are your options for that. You have your default full screen, status bar only, and nav bar only. Your recents panel search bar, clear all button. I kind of like to see a memory bar put in this at one point or another, but believe me, they test and test, so there must be a reason why they didn't include it. Swipe to the right, we have our system settings. Here are all of your animation control settings. If you guys are one of those that like to have animations and change them up, this is where you're going to go for that. Expanded desktop. And we have our power menu. This is going to be where you're going to go to turn on or off your advanced reboot. We have our system app remover. I recommend you make a backup before you do any of this because you can pull something out that will really screw your system up. Then you have your wake lock blocker and, of course, your ad blocker. And under miscellaneous, this is going to be your download center where you can download G-apps, stuff like that. That is going to be under that. That is pretty much it. I will show you guys display real quick. Under display, this is going to be your ambient display. Your color inversion, your font size, cast if you want it. Then, of course, it's got that dashboard columns in here. This is going to be where you're going to go for that. If you guys want to use it, I don't use it, but it is there. And under sound and notifications, these are your settings for that. We have our other sound settings. You can turn off your camera if you want, your sound or your screenshot sound, and of course your safe headset volume. I always turn that off. I like to be able to turn my volume all the way up if I want. And that's about it, guys. The theme I'm running is my favorite lately. It's called Fire Pop. It was updated for Marshmallow. At least that is the base theme that I'm running. But my status bar, I am running Shadows for the status bar. And Fire Pop, of course, for my nav bar. And for my fonts, I'm running Sense. Sense 7, I think. Sense 7 black and red. Yeah, black and red. Yep. That is what I'm running for my fonts right now. But that is it for Dirty Unicorn. This is the Marshmallow, their first official release of Marshmallow. It's working 100%, guys. I highly recommend you give it a try. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. I want to take this time to thank all of my subscribers, and I will see you guys on the next one.